You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rudrance for Black and White Sports. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe. Leave us a like. Give us something in the comments section. We're going to talk about the ongoing Sean Payton, Tom Brady saga. Of course, reports have come out from now numerous sources that Tom Brady was going to the Miami Dolphins. He was going to be a minority owner, going to have a front office position, and that the Miami Dolphins would work out some kind of compensation to get Tom Brady from the Buccaneers to be on the roster as a starting quarterback in all this, and Sean Payton was going to come from the Saints over to the Dolphins to be the head coach. And of course, this whole time in the back of my mind, I'm like, what is the connection between Brady and Sean Payton? Well, we have figured that out because Sean Payton has come right out and he has talked about what the connection was, and it seems he's been a Brady fan for a long time. Now, I would want to preface this by saying when it comes to people talking about having drafted Brady, there has been a lot of shoulda, coulda, wouldas over the last 20 years when it comes to Brady, and I should have and I could have drafted him, and I felt like blah about him. But there is also something that has emerged, and it is about Brady's ongoing feud with Bruce Arians. We've talked about that. We thought there was an issue. When he retired, we believed there was an issue between Bruce Arians and Tom Brady. There were a lot of things coming out, and now we have something else that has come out, and it looks like Tom Brady probably had an issue with Bruce Arians' work ethic, because it seems Tom Brady as a player may have been more prepared than Bruce Arians as a head coach. Not surprising. I mean, I would literally think the only coach he might not be more prepared for would be Bill Belichick, and that's where he came from, was New England. So I can only imagine going from Belichick to Arians. Arians is known to be sort of a 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. kind of coach with a cocktail at 4:05. So you get the point. I always thought the marriage between Brady and Arians was going to be weird, but they had so much talent that it worked out down there. Let's look at this. A third reporter, this is Larry Brown Sports, David Hyde of South Florida Sun-Sentinel. By the way, this is all of the Miami stuff that we've been talking about right here. Well, we got some more stuff confirmed on Monday that the Dolphins had plans to bring Brady and Payton to Miami. That's like the fourth or fifth reporter, NFL insider, reporter, journalist that has exposed this plot. According to Hyde, Brady's relationship with Arians was a factor in the 7-time Super Bowl champion wanting to leave the Bucs. More specifically, Brady was frustrated with the way Arians prepared for games. Quote, Brady, as in New England, showed up each Tuesday morning with a game plan for the following Sunday, a source said. He expected coaches to do the same, Hyde wrote. Arians, busy with other work, wasn't ready at the early point in a week to complete a full game plan. It became representative of small-ish but significant problems between them. That sounds familiar to what former NFL lineman Rich Ohrnberger said back in February. Ohrnberger, who is close friends and ex-teammates with Bucs offensive assistant A.Q. Shipley, said that Brady and offensive coordinator Byron Leftwich spent a lot of time working on game plans together while Arians was recovering from Achilles surgery. Brady and Leftwich supposedly felt undermined when Arians would show up later in the week and take a red pin to what they had done. Arians can deny all he wants that there was a rift between him and Brady, but the reports seem to line up, and it makes sense that Brady would have decided to return to the Bucs only if the Dolphins' plan fell through. Once he made that choice, he probably preferred to play for someone other than Arians. Now, here's the connection of Sean Payton. This is from this morning and Fox News. Sean Payton says he tried to get the Giants to select Tom Brady in the 2000 NFL Draft. Interesting. Payton on Friday joined former NFL defensive end Chris Long on the Greenlight podcast, pretty good podcast, and revealed that while he was with the Giants as an assistant coach, he was trying to convince the organization to select Tom Brady in the 2000 NFL Draft. Now there's even more of a connection coming. Payton was a quarterbacks coach for the Giants in 1999, later promoted to offensive coordinator under Jim Fossil. He later became the head coach of the New Orleans Saints and led the team to many successful seasons and won Super Bowl championship. He said he saw Brady as a 3rd or 4th round pick. Now here we go. Quote, all right, so I'm in New York and my agent is Don Yee. Guess what? And Don also represents Tom Brady. Don would periodically call me with a client that he just signed, and he said, hey, will you call up Tom Brady? He's at Michigan. I've got him. And just help him out with some things that would be important for him at the Combine, Payton said. Basically, I remember it being a half-hour phone call on what's important, make a good impression, be prepared to answer some football questions. The interviews were much more informal at the time. Quote, now I'm a little connected to this player only because Don introduced me. We were doing scouting Brady. Now this is going around the room and everyone's saying Tom run the 40 at the Combine. Everyone's saying, you get the body, weigh-in pictures, all of that. So you have a guy who is not fully developed yet, who is pretty much a one-year starter. You could tell he needs the weight room. But Lloyd Carr, the great Lloyd Carr, Michigan head coach, said this, I'll never forget. He said he's the toughest player that he's ever coached. That meant something. Payton admitted he didn't have a big enough voice in the room to get the Giants front office to make the pick. He said one Giants scout, Raymond Walsh, agreed with his assessment. In 2000, New York made running back Ron Dane the first selection, the 11th overall. The Giants went mostly defense. Cornelius Griffin, Brandon Short, Ralph Brown, Deonte Jones, and Jeremiah Parker. Wide receiver Ron Dixon was taken in the 3rd. Brady fell to the 6th round to the Patriots, won 6 Super Bowls, and became one of the greatest players ever. In my opinion, the greatest player ever. Ironically enough, Brady got beat twice, both times by the Giants. Interesting. Of course, Sean Payton was long gone by that point. So, we found more confirmation that, yes, Brady had a problem with Bruce Arians. He had a problem with Bruce Arians' work ethic, it seems. Him being unprepared, coming into Tuesday, getting ready for the next opponent, because Tom Brady come in with a game plan already ready to go, and Arians wasn't prepared for their meetings. We know it's legendary Tom Brady's work ethic. You can imagine how pissed off that makes Tom Brady. Probably livid because here you are, a professional NFL head coach. Essentially, only you and the quarterback are supposed to be neck and neck without working each other, particularly in the building. And you're not in the building. You're not close to doing that. And I think we know that's one reason why Arians walked away. Brady's coming back. Brady said, look, I'll come back, but only if Arians hits the road. They did a dog and pony show that's really not what happened. But come on. There are so many reports out there about what was going on. And we get the Sean Payton, Tom Brady connection, not only from back in the day in 2000, but the fact that Sean Payton and Tom Brady share the same agent right now. That's how a lot of this stuff gets done in the league. It's done through the agents. The agents make relationships between coaches, players, and players that they all represent. And then that way, there's no collusion, there's no tampering, because the agent is the one doing the groundwork. Interesting. Now we know the connection between Payton to Brady and then Miami, and why Brady wanted out. There you go. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. Man, that's crazy. Tom Brady was going to the Dolphins, and so was Sean Payton. I didn't see that coming at all. At all. You want to talk about keeping something quiet at the time and it not leaking out? Wow. Peace. I'm out.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.